First Love, Chapter 10. My real torments began from that instant. I racked my brains, changed my mind, and I changed it back again, and kept an unremitting, though as far as possible, secret watch on Zenaria. A change had come over her that was obvious. She began going walks alone and long walks. She began going walks alone and long walks. Sometimes she would not see visitors. She would sit for hours together in her room. This had never been a habit of hers till now. I suddenly became, or fancied I had become, extraordinarily penetrating. Isn't it he? Or isn't it he? I ask myself, passing in inward agitation for one of her admirers to another. Count Malevsky secretly struck me as more to be feared than the others, though for Zenaria's sake I was ashamed to confess it to myself. My watchfulness did not see beyond the end of my nose, and its secrecy probably deceiving no one. Anyway, Dr. Lushin soon saw through me, but he too had changed of late. He had grown thin. He laughed as often, but his laugh seemed more hollow, more spiteful, shorter. An involuntary nervous irritability took the place of his former light irony and assumed cynicism. Why are you incessantly hanging about here, young man? He said to me one day when we were left alone together in the Zayaskins' drawing room. The young princess had not come home from a walk, and the shrill voice of the old princess could be heard within. She was scolding the maid. You ought to be studying, working while you are young, and what are you doing? You can't tell whether I walk at home, I retorted with some haughtiness but also with some hesitation. A great deal of work you do, that is not what you are thinking about. Well, I won't find faults with that. At your age, that is in the natural order of things, but you have been awfully unlucky in your choice. Don't you see what this house is? I don't understand you, I observe. You don't understand? So much the worse for you. I regard it as my duty to warn you. Old bachelors like me can come here. What harm can it do us? We are tough. Nothing can hurt us. What harm can it do us? But your skin is tender yet. This air is bad for you. Believe me, you may get harm from it. How so? Why? Are you well now? Are you in a normal condition? Is what you are feeling beneficial to you? Good for you? Why? What am I feeling? I said, while in my heart I knew the doctor was right. Ah, young man, the doctor went on with an intonation that suggested that something highly insulting to me was contained in these two words. What is the use of your prevaricating when, thank God, what is in your heart is in your face so far? But dear, what is the use of talking? I should not come here myself. If the doctor compressed his lips, if I weren't such a queer fellow, only this is what surprises me. How it is you, with your intelligence, don't see what is going on around you. And what is going on? I put in, all on the alert. The doctor looked at me with a sort of ironical compassion. Nice of me, he said as though to himself, as if he need know anything of it. In fact, I tell you again, he added, raising his voice, the atmosphere here is not fit for you. You like being here, but what of that? It is nice and sweet smelling in a greenhouse, but there is no living in it. Yes, do as I tell you and go back to your cage knobs. The old princess came in and began complaining to the doctor of her toothache. Then Zennadia appeared. Come, said the old princess, you must scold her, doctor. She is drinking ice water all day long. Is that good for her? Pray with her delicate chest. Why do you do that? Asked Lushin. Why? What effect could it have? What effect? You might get a chill and die. Truly? Do you mean it? Very well, so much the better. A fine idea, muttered the doctor. The old princess had gone out. Yes, a fine idea, repeated Gennadiya. Is life such a festive affair? Just look about you. Is it nice? Ugh. Or do you imagine I don't understand it and don't feel it? It gives me pleasure drinking iced water, and can you seriously assure me that such a life is worth too much to be risked for an instant pleasure? Happiness I won't even talk about. Oh, very well, remarked Lushin. Caprice and irresponsibility. Those two words sum you up. Your whole nature's contained in those two words. Zennadia laughed nervously. You are late for the post, my dear doctor. You don't keep a good lookout. You are behind the times. Put on your spectacles. I am in no capricious humor now. To make fools of you, to make a fool of myself. Much fun there is in that. And as for irresponsibility, Monsieur Voldemort, Zennadia added suddenly, stamping, don't make such a melancholy face. I can't endure people to pity me. She went quickly out of the room. It is bad for you, very bad for you, this atmosphere, young man, Lushin said to me once more.